Hello and welcome to the stunning location of Ferropolis in Germany. We're in a decommissioned coal mine converted into a racetrack and concert venue where we'll have all of the action from the Driftmasters European Championships Round 5 coming right up. After incredible action in the first 4 rounds, we head to the east of Germany for more, with the battle for the championship wide open. It's an Irish 1-2-3 at the top of the championship, with Dwayne McKeever leading from Jack Shanahan and James Dean. Martin Richards flies up the standings into 4th after his victory last time out, followed by Tor Arne Kavia on 181 points. They're followed by Adam Zalewski and the Lithuanian Benediktas Čerba, with Gregors Hipke rounding out the top 8. So, as you can see, it really is wide open, and with 2 rounds to go, anyone in the top 5 can still win the championship. Let's hear from the drivers to see what they're looking forward to on this track.
This place, Ferropolis, it's amazing. The event here, the lights in the night, everything, tracks, so cool.
Ferropolis, big iron machines, water around the place. In the evening, with all the lights and the surrounding and the atmosphere and the crowd, it is definitely one of the top events I've ever done.
I'm now super excited to drive here again with all the European friends and all the good drivers.
We will have for sure good competition because the track is not so fast, but it's really tricky and it's really difficult.
Very interesting, because if you change angle before first clipping zone, you will be mistake.
There's a lot of walls. Like if you do a mistake, you will crash. So there's no going off in safe places. There's walls everywhere.
Okay, that's what the drivers think. Let's have a look at the track. Here's Dave Egan.
This track for twin battles, well, it's perfect. It's totally unique. You've got to go straight from the off, full throttle through the gears and throw it in on the door on a clutch kick, and that's where all the action's going to happen. This is where the impact zone is happening all weekend. This outer zone 1 and 2, trying to stay close to the walls but not get in the walls. And look at that chase car, can stay right on the inside line of the track, switching, and the transitions are going to be so pivotal in this top 32 of staying close to your opponent without hitting them and putting them offline. Another snappy transition as they head towards the last corner of the circuit, and this is about to be one of the craziest twin battle tracks anywhere on the planet. We are very, very excited.
All set then, let's get into the top 32. There was drama even before the top 32 started, with the championship leader Dwayne McKeever having to repair his car that was badly damaged in practice. His no-show for the top 32 would blow the championship wide open. Stay tuned to see if he makes it. Getting us underway, James Dean came into the top 32 with an amazing 99 score in qualification. He was up against Max Miller. The Ukrainian did an exceptional job in holding off the 2018 champion, but the Irishman's proximity saw him through, making up for his engine failure in Riga. 2 homeboys from Germany were up against each other, with Max Heidrich battling Eli Hutonji. Heidrich washed out in run 1, being a tad over-aggressive and making slight contact with the Drift brother. In run 2, Heidrich made further errors and was way offline throughout, putting Eli into the top 16. Connor Shanahan cruised through against Roman Kolesar with overall better proximity. The Irishman stuck on his excellent qualifying line, letting the Slovakian make all the mistakes and was into the next round.
Yeah, me and the team have been working a lot together recently, and we're just trying to make it better and better, and I think we've took a massive step forward this weekend, and I'm really hungry for it.
We saw an incredible performance from Marco Zaccaril in the top 32 against Kevin Quinn. The Irishman making contact with the wall, and his 200 SX was wheel to wheel with the Czech throughout. The 2 cars span across the line spectacularly on the final run, but the speed and precision of Zaccaril prevailed. Sebastian Fontin went up against Adam Zalewski. The pole was on form in a close run 1, but the Dutchman inexplicably misshifted in run 2 and shut down, putting Zalewski through. Another rematch from Riga saw Steve Baggioni going up against Joe Hutonji in a very aggressive battle. Bagsy skillfully avoided contact in run 1. The Englishman was on a mission and put in an incredible lead run, and the Drift brother was out. Dwayne McKeever did get his car straightened out and went up against Pavel Trailer with the pressure on for the championship leader. But he battled through both car and engine problems on his runs, with Trailer hitting the wall in his chase, so the Irishman went through.
So happy. Didn't actually think I was going to get that far. There was actually a stage earlier on where I'd probably given up, but when that there now has given me the willpower to go forward again for it.
So McKeever dramatically through despite his problems. And elsewhere in the 32, the drama continued, with drivers struggling with their cars and the track. Ahmad Dahan went through against Norbert Zamex, with the Hungarian washing out twice. Enver Haskasat went through against Pavel Romanovsky after the Pole had steering issues on run 1. Rigas Hipke also had technical issues in his battle against Andreas Vasiliauskis and could not continue. Jack Shanahan went through against Brandy Brantner after he went out with gearbox issues in run 1. Pavel Korpelinski was up against fellow Pole David Karkasik and went through with better lines in both runs. The king of Riga, Martin Richards, was knocked out after making contact and deemed at fault against Benedictus Churba. Tor Arne Kavia went through against Christian Erlandsson after the Swede dramatically span out. And finally, the experienced Bartosz Stolarski went through after the Finn Juha Rintanen made errors in run 1 by over-rotating. So what a 32. After all those incidents and action, the top 16 looks like this. Some battles to look out for. James Dean goes up against Juha Poitelatsko, the Finn into the 16 on a bye. Connor Shanahan will take on the in-form Ahmad Dahan. His brother Jack Shanahan is up against 2017 champion Adam Zalewski. And we've got Tor Arne Kavia versus the fired-up Stephen Baggioni. Let's get into the top 16. James Dean went through against Juha Poitelatsko, the Finn having issues when he failed to finish and bowed out with mechanical problems. Eli Hutonji, the remaining Drift brother, battled Enver Haskasat. The Northern Cypriot scored a 0 on run 1, and Eli was through to the Great 8. The consistency of the German paying off.
Enver was definitely on a really high pace. That was awesome. I actually lost a bit on him, but I cut the track to close up.
Five-time Middle East champion Ahmad Dahan took on Connor Shanahan. Aggression from both led to a difficult decision for the judges. Dahan had proximity but sacrificed his line. Shanahan made less mistakes throughout and went through. Two super-fast machines went head-to-head, with Marko Zacharil and Andreas Vasiliauskis pushing each other to the max. With nothing to separate them, the judges sent them out on one more time. The Lithuanian scored an incomplete on run 1, and Zacharil was into the next round.
We have a lot of problems in run 2, run 3, and now the car starts work, and he did an amazing job, so we will see.
Jack Shanahan made an error on the first corner in his chase run against Adam Zalewski. The Pole's chase was immaculate, and the Irishman couldn't rectify his mistake. The Pole going through and blowing the championship wide open once again. Another one more time was needed to separate the two Polish drivers, Pavel Korpelinski and Bartosz Stolarski, who went toe-to-toe over both runs. But Korpelinski went through with better lines on both his chase and lead runs. A frustrated Tor Arne Kavia went out of the competition dramatically with engine failure in between his two runs against Steve Baggioni. The Englishman through, but the Norwegian's bad luck continues.
So there's no oil pressure in the engine, and I don't know how long that was on, but there's no oil pressure, and yeah, I don't know. It's a tough weekend. Wasn't meant to be.
Dwayne McKeever and Benedictus Churba were put out on a one more time after a mistake-laden first battle. In the repeat, there were phenomenal runs from both drivers. A near-perfect lead from the Irishman was marred by poor proximity in his chase. The Lithuanian was through. Okay, that's the top 32 and 16 done. Join us after the break for all the action from the Great 8. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Ferropolis. And if you're wondering about the history of this amazing venue, here's our very own Becky Evans to tell us more.
Did you know that Ferropolis is an artificial island which is set in an old coal mine and is known as the City of Iron? By day, it is an open-air mining museum with machinery dating back to the 20th century. But by night, it is an open-air music venue with bands like Linkin Park and Metallica have played. It was opened in 1964 and then closed and returned to nature in 1991. The man-made lakes which surround the track are where the mines originally were. Driftmasters visited Ferropolis in 2018 and couldn't resist holding an event in 2019. This is truly one of the most unique drift venues on Earth.
So into the top 8 we go, and the battles look like this. James Dean takes on Eli Hutonji. Connor Shanahan is up against the on-form Marco Zaccaril. It's pole against pole with Korpelinski versus Zalewski, and Stephen Baggioni will battle Benedictus Chirba. Here's your commentators Dave Egan and Ian Waddington to take you all the way to the final.
It's where the big boys play and tires get slayed. And it's time for our first top 8 battle. James, the Machine Dean, clawing his way back to the top of the leaderboard. McKeever's gone, but he's got a worthy opponent in Eli Hutonji, sitting there saying, I'm not intimidated. I've never faced James Dean. You know what? This is my hometown. Eli Hutonji gave it a go. He went right there to the quarter panel, as you mentioned, sacrificed a little bit of angle throughout the course. But Dean, so consistent in that lead position. Incredible lead and chase for both of these guys, but it is the proximity of Dean weighing out across both runs. James Dean gets the win and goes through to the final 4 and chases down the lead on that championship. No playing around. The fun and games are over out there this evening. These boys want some trophies, and that's what Marco Zaccaril said to Connor Shanahan. He almost just gave him a little rap on the window and said, still here, buddy.
I'm right with you.
Yeah,
I don't care who you are. I'm right with you. Only error for me for Zaccaril was he let Shanahan get away in outside zone 1, but Shanahan made a little mistake, stalled up coming into outside zone 2.
Oh, it's going to be an interesting affair here between Shanahan and Zaccaril. Shanahan has given up on this one. He said, it's right.
Hands up.
He said, not for me. Zaccaril didn't even take the helmet off. He's like Batman out there. Marco Zaccaril gets the win and goes up against James Dean. I'll tell you what, James Dean better get a little worried. But as the next champion, Korpelinski would love to take down Zalewski. And he'll be in the lead position right now as Zalewski starts to chase him in. Big gap opening up here.
Korpelinski gets nice and deep into outside zone 1, fires it onto that line. Zalewski gets deep into that zone but shuts it down, makes a big mistake. Look at Korpelinski, right onto the side of Adam Zalewski. He goes, he gives him some room to initiate now. And Zalewski finds himself deep into outside zone 6, but with Korpelinski pushing him across the line.
That was a hell of a chase run from Korpelinski.
Korpelinski takes the win and advances through.
Banksy up against Chirba. Banksy getting a little bit of fortune in his top 16 battle, but maybe it's one of those nights. Maybe tonight is the night. But Chirba, could this be his night? Here we go. What's happening?
Banksy turned up tonight with a meat cleaver and he just hacked the limbs off Benedictus Chirba.
Out here, boom, tags the rear
His
bumper.
lead line, Dave, is absolutely phenomenal. I'm going to put it out there, it's as good as Dean's. We go back to the line, screaming through the gears, Chirba to lead, Banksy to give chase, and look at Banksy as he dives up onto the side of Benedictus Chirba. Oh, wow, Banksy almost contact.
Oh, I thought Banksy was going to over-rotate there. Comes through and goes, whoa, there he is. And a little bit of panic.
Yeah. Oh, wow, and almost contact. Banksy just holds himself in it.
He just appeared in front of him, Chirba. He was like a deer that just ran out on the road. He was like, well, what happened there?
Banksy gets the win and heads through to the final 4, Dave. Wow.
The beauty of this championship is anything can happen, and generally, as we've watched in the last 2 rounds, it does. Here is our top 4. James Dean clawing his way back up to the top. He goes up against Marco Zaccaril, and it is going to be Banksy against Pavel Korpelinski. I cannot believe what we are witnessing, and it's not over yet. The finals are coming. It's the top 4, and it's coming up right now. Welcome back to Ferropolis, down to the final 4. Dean versus Zaccaril, Korpelinski versus Banksy, and we are going to have a brand new winner tonight It's been exciting. We've had some upsets. We've had everything a drift fan can want. And we're not done yet. You can see Jack Shanahan looking at Steve Baggsy-Biaggioni. It's been an emotional night. It's been an unpredictable night. And Baggsy, who hasn't come out of the top 32 in 10 events, is now in the top 4. Well, as the current and reigning defending champion, James Dean, going up against complete unknown Marco Zaccaril. Well, I'll tell you one thing about Marco Zaccaril. He's a 4-time Czech champion. He's also a 2-time European champion in a different realm. Let's do it. It's a top 4 battle. Zaccaril coming in hot behind Dean.
Yeah, he's going to have to bring the fight right now, and he certainly does as Dean goes nice and deep into outside zone 2, and Zaccaril balances that car, but Zaccaril shuts it down as Dean sticks the back end of that Eurofighter to the wall and takes into outside zone, and you can see Zaccaril in the background limping that car around. That is the tail of the tape, the tail this weekend.
I mean, honestly, I built it up. I was expecting it. He brought the fight through outer zones 1 and 2. I said, here we go. This is one of those moments. And that car just let go straight away. Oh, so harsh from Marco Zaccaril. And Dean is going to the final, not the way he would have wanted it. And Zaccaril, well, the question is now, can he get that car repaired in time for a 3rd and 4th place playoff? That's my question. Is it that much damage done?
Well, exactly that. We don't know the extent of the damage. And I mean, Zaccaril was looking on the back of the car. The bananas are going mad.
Yeah, was they?
We may have a little bit of oil spill on the circuit there.
Well, that's going to be the exploding differential for Marco Zaccaril. Right now, there is an English guy and a Polish guy.
Korpolinski, the pride of Poland, to take on Baggsy, UK's very own. Look at the smoke coming from Korpolinski's car. That car is hurt.
That car is on its knees, Ian. That car is on its knees. He's been cooling it all day. There's not much left in that. Can it survive 2 runs of this track? Can Baggsy not have a leak? Who knows what's going to happen? Here we go. Korpolinski to lead in Baggsy, and Korpolinski fires in. Baggsy trying to run in along the wall, nice and close behind him, and here we go. Now the fight's on as Baggsy reels in the rear quarter of Korpolinski's car. Nice transition from Baggsy, takes it to the door. This is the fight we expected from both of these guys as they take and aim a 3rd and 1st, or 2nd on the podium, or 1st. Who knows? It's going to go down to the final corner as Baggsy, straight from Korpolinski. Did the car shut down? Did it shut down?
Wow. Is that an incomplete?
I don't know. Close.
Korpolinski's doing a cool-down lap.
It's too far in the game now.
Well, Baggsy will be sitting on that line saying, look, I'm in the lead position. Last time I was in the lead position, I absolutely drove away. The crew start to cool the car down with a water bottle. Look at this. They're spraying the radiator. They're spraying the intercooler. They're trying to keep that car cool.
Someone give this man a trophy.
This man needs a trophy.
They're superheroes. When it's time to fly off
Look
that start line.
at Baggsy and Korpolinski, nothing. The car is dead and Baggsy storms ahead. I'm sorry, Dave. I had to jump in there and take this one. And look at this as Baggsy flickers the brake light, balancing that car, gets it onto the wall. And you know what? I'm going to say it. He's done it, Dave. He's got himself in the final here at round 5.
I mean, you couldn't write this stuff. You really couldn't write this championship. And you know what? I'll talk about writing. A lot of people have written Steve Baggsy-Biaggioni off. A lot of people have said he hasn't got it anymore. A lot of people have said he's not what he used to be. Well, tonight, he's answered all those critics and more in one of the most difficult circuits. He's got a little luck. And poor Korpolinski. Can you believe it? He will take 3rd step on the podium, and the car is just absolutely in ribbons. Nothing left to give. The judges drop in their scores. It's going to be an obvious one. Baggsy's going to the final to face James Dean, and he is one of the few people on this planet that has beaten James Dean in the past. Well, we're set up for a hell of a finale.
He is absolutely, Dave, blown away right now. And do you know what?
One thing I'm going to have to just explain to you guys here about this automatic 3rd position is he's got to leave the line. So he's got to leave the line in his 3rd place by run. If Zaccaril's not coming back, but if Korpolinski can't get back to the line for whatever reason or come off the line, then it goes back to qualifying results. And I think Korpolinski qualified higher. Am I right in saying that, Ian?
I don't want to be the bearer of bad news to Marco Zaccaril right now, but
it's not looking good.
Zaccaril qualified 12th and Korpolinski qualified in 7th. So either way, Dave, if Korpolinski can't make it to the line, well deserved. He take a step on the podium here in Drift Masters.
Zaccaril, he's not
just a
there
formality, Dave, this for Korpolinski, but still he's going to throw down for you guys here in attendance and at home watching as our race drone is going to follow Pavel Korpolinski round on his parade lap as he claims 3rd step on the podium here at round 5, Ferropolis, Germany, Drift Masters European Championship 2019.
And he's still putting in crazy runs. He's still putting in some wall runs. He can't even, he can only lose to himself at this point. But what a finish from Pavel Korpolinski.
I'm joined by Pavel Korpolinski. Wow, as a drifter, I know you would have much rather have met him on the line, but did you enjoy that run?
Oh yes, that was definitely the best round of the season for me. One thing is that I got a good result finally, and the other is that we are driving on an awesome track.
Welcome back to the event that has had it all. Upsets, crashes, wall runs, underdog victories, favorites going through, mechanical failures, and one hell of a crazy crowd. We are here in Ferropolis in Germany. It is the final battle of the night. These boys have headed to battle before, and I'm going to tell you for a fact that James Dean has been beaten in the past by Steve Baggsy Biaggioni. It has been 10 events since Baggsy has even got out of the top 32. He's in a fairy tale right now. Well, could that fairy tale become history? Could he take down the machine James Dean? And this is going to be one of those battles where there's no losers.
This is it, the final battle. 4 days of being in Germany come down to this.
Here we go. Dean leading in Baggsy, and Baggsy's right there with Dean on initiation, not letting the Irishman get away. And Baggsy's right on the corner. Baggsy up and close and personal with Dean through the first two outer zones, and he's got to make a snappy transition here, late on the transition, Baggsy, but gets back on it. He's back on Dean's door. Dean playing with the front brake, trying to run that wall, and Baggsy now got to make one last dive into that corner. Big angle from Dean as they go in, and Baggsy stays right there with him across the line. Half the job done for James Dean, but Baggsy's still in the fight.
Baggsy very much still in the fight. A little lack of proximity there for Baggsy, and I feel that James Dean might have a little bit more in the tank, but Baggsy's got the pace.
Look at the light. We are going to go red to green, and here we go. Baggsy to lead in Dean as they come through the gears, and Dean's all over Baggsy through the first corner. Wow, contact almost between two cars as Dean starts to hunt down Baggsy through that. Baggsy tagging the wall, lifting the boot lid. Look at this, they're both throwing absolutely everything into this last run as Dean makes one more last huge dive into that last corner. Baggsy now starts to put a bit of a gap out. Look at Dean, he's all over Baggsy across the line. What a finale.
Absolutely insane.
Thumbs up to each other. They finished the show on a high.
Wow.
Incredible performance by both of these guys. They gave it absolutely everything. There's a straight panel on any car in the pits.
Baggsy, I can see the emotion in your face. What is going through your mind right now?
Oh, I don't even know how to put into words right now how excited I am and how amazing this event has been. I owe so much to so many people, and I'll be here all night trying to thank them all, but my amazing team, my Team GB that have been out there supporting me, it's been phenomenal. To put it on the podium this weekend is just, I don't even have words, it's just insane.
James, another man who has struggled, but it's great to see you back up here, going from last round where you were out in top 32 to now you wanted that podium, you're back on it.
It feels absolutely unreal. We don't know what the result was, but that was just fun driving. We both got into the final. We were clapping at each other before we even left the start line before our first run. And I think we both tried our best and really enjoyed what it was. So I'm super happy. The car worked brilliant. Everyone behind me supported me. You know, when stuff was going wrong and everything else, everyone has my back. And I want to thank everyone that supports me. And yeah, this event has been amazing.
Well, regardless of the result, let's give it back to the boys in the commentary box to find out who's the winner.
Thanks, Becky. Huge emotions on the grid, and we're about to find out who has won the Iron Drift King Drift Masters round in 2019. Will it be James Dean? Will it be Steve Baggsy Biaggioni? Who has won it? Here we go. It's James Dean. James Dean wins his first Drift Masters European Championship round of the year. Back down to you, Becky, for the incredible reactions.
Well, James, looks like you are the winner of this event. Congratulations, guys.
Oh my God, thank you very much.
I think regardless of who won here, it was just fun driving. It was just drifting at its purest when you're behind the wheel and you're pushing and you're giving it everything you've got. And here you are, back in first place.
Oh man, I'm kind of lost for words. Today was extremely long for everyone with qualification this morning, loads of practice and then battles into the night. I'm just so happy, especially to win with this car. That's all I really wanted from this year, just get one win and show that this car is capable and that we made a good decision building something new and taking a risk. So I just want to thank everyone that supported me, Falcon Tires for having my back, and Drift Masters for putting on one of the best championships the world has ever seen. So thank you, everyone.
So that's all the action from a stunning and dramatic event here in Germany. Join us again in a few weeks' time when we'll be in Ireland at Mondello Park near Dublin, where this incredible season will be decided. Who will be crowned the Driftmasters champion for 2019. I'm Ed Lee. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.